Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the solar eclipse. It is on March 29. It's at 9 degrees of Aries. This is the last Aries eclipse that we're going to have until October 2032. And then on March 30, Neptune goes into the sign of Aries for the first time in 164 years. What does this mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to do a short overview, and then we're going to look at your sign in particular and love and money. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you would like a copy of your chart so you can follow along in these videos, I'll send you a PDF. There's a link in the description. An eclipse closes a door in your life, and it forces you to move forward. We had 18 months of Aries Libra eclipses, and this put a focus on yourself and one-on-one relationships. And 2 weeks ago, we started the 18-month cycle of Virgo Pisces eclipses, where the focus is on taking our spiritual ideas and our vision of what could be and applying this to our daily lives. Eclipses disrupt the status quo. And as disruptive as they are, it is almost always the case that we look back on these times and think that it was necessary and beneficial. But at the time, it can feel uncomfortable. This particular eclipse is at 9 degrees of Aries. I give a 5-degree orb. That means if you have any planets between 4 degrees and 14 degrees, you are getting hit by this eclipse. If you have planets in Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, you're getting a harder hit. And if this eclipse falls within 5 degrees of your birthday, you are getting a direct hit. So that means that some aspect in your life is going to change. We'll talk about where the changes might be for you when we talk about the individual signs. But it is beneficial for you to look at your life and what you have been wishing to change, even though maybe you're not feeling ready for that change. Because when you ask questions like that, when you say what should change in my life, what could change in my life, you are starting to train your mind to look for opportunities. Now, we had a very similar eclipse back in October 2024. It was on October 2nd, and it was at 10 degrees of Libra. Libra is the opposite sign to Aries, and so there is a similar energy. So think about what was happening back in October of 2024. Maybe you are finishing up some of that energy with this current eclipse, or maybe you need to make some additional changes in that same area of life, or maybe somehow you avoided making a change then, and now the changes are happening. Now, besides this eclipse, on March 30, Neptune goes into the sign of Aries. It did this last time on April 13th, 1861. Now, for you history buffs out there, you may recognize that date. That was the day after the Civil War in the United States began. And so that back then was all about divisions, and right now we are a very divided people. Energies like this tend to repeat, giving us an opportunity to improve and make things better. Neptune represents our vision, the idealized version of what we want to create in our lives. But it also rules nightmares and fear. And so it's both the utopian ideas and the dystopian ones. It's two sides of the same coin. Since our thoughts become our actions and our actions become our life, it's important now to find the vision of what it is you want to create in your life. And then you'll be able to work to make that a reality. Now, I know that does not sound easy in this world today, but it's worth trying. It's worth working towards. And with Neptune, it doesn't mean keeping your head in the clouds. Your vision may include very practical things that you're doing, maybe in your community to fight for your kids' education, or to keep books in schools, or to have equality and opportunity for everyone. And then soon Saturn's going to enter the sign of Aries. And so with Saturn, the ideas that you formulated using the Neptune energy, then the Saturn sees as blueprints, and it starts constructing your life. So this eclipse is in your spiritual house and reminding you that you live on multiple levels, and that is that you take care of all the mundane things, the things about security and money and all of that. But you also are a spiritual being. And so when you are recognizing that and how powerful you are and that you just happen to be in this body, you can start to access some of that spiritual energy. Now, Taurus, you have the gift of perseverance. And that means that as Neptune comes into Aries, you can tap into this sort of source of the universe, a source and building blocks of everything. That wall between you and what you can manifest is dissolving, but it does take some perseverance. Basically, you're going to chip away at that wall through some sort of practice or ritual or something you do daily, perhaps. So through meditation, affirmations, and visualization, that's how you can, remove the blocks between you and what it is that you want. And if you would like to know more about what's ahead for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, Venus is making an out-of-sign conjunction with Mercury. And so when it's an out-of-sign conjunction, it means that you may meet somebody in an unconventional place, or there's something different about the person that's not necessarily what you would call your type. But this relationship still could blossom into love. So if somebody asks you on a date, or if somebody fixes you up on a blind date, consider saying yes, because this energy is very good for meeting someone that you're compatible with, but there's something unexpected about either how you meet, where you meet, or who the person is. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, Venus is making an out-of-sign sextile with Pluto. Now, the sextile is very nice because it says if you work at it even just a little bit, that you get this period of kind of smooth sailing. Basically, you have to start something and then inertia takes over after that. So that's really great. The out-of-sign part means that one of the things that you might be disagreeing with your partner about, you're actually talking about different things. And so if you sit down and define your terms and how what certain words mean to you and your partner, you may find that the root of the problem is really so easy to find and therefore easy to solve. I don't know if that would be therefore. It is, but it's a sextile, so it will be easy to solve. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from Mercury, which is moving from Aries back into Pisces. It's going to cross that Neptune on the way. So, in fact, they're probably going to conjunct in Aries in a day. So I didn't check that for sure. But this is about remembering your vision, remembering your bigger why. Remembering why you are doing the things that you're doing and working so hard. And this can be so motivating when you come back to your core message, the core mission of what you're doing. Then you don't need the other things like, you don't need to take a break, or you don't need to hold back, or you don't need to be nervous about something, because you are doing something for a bigger reason. And so that reason can become clear during this time, or more likely, because Mercury is retrograde, you're remembering the reason. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, Mercury is not making an aspect with Jupiter. However, Jupiter is in Gemini still, and Gemini is ruled by that Mercury, so you have a hidden aspect. So there is opportunities to make more money. You yourself are a little bit behind the scenes because, everything is going on in Aries, and that is the sign just before yours. And so therefore, you're still processing the last year. So if you want to make more money in these areas, you kind of have to step back into the spotlight, at least for a moment. So you could take this 2 weeks and just wait, as then you'll start to see, some other energies come into Taurus, and it will be easier to access that prosperity energy. Now, when it comes to money from your career, so that would be a paycheck, Mercury is making a conjunction with Neptune, the one we were just talking about. It's out of sign in this chart. And so it does seem like there is something that's unexpected or unusual about the process. And so maybe this is you finding a different job and making more money through that, or shifting departments, or that you are coming into a situation where your boss needs you more than you need the job, and suddenly you're in a place you can negotiate for more money. So there's something that's a little bit different happening, and then almost, very, very quickly during the 2-week period, you come into a point of harmony. And that's when you can agree on giving you a raise. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider signing up for my newsletter where I talk about astrological happenings every week. And if you would like to know personally what is up for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.